Question to the audience here. Can you believe this guy's doing this without child structure?
Let me deviate from the seriousness of the moment. When I was 21, I was going to the Continental National Insurance Institute. I had my own insurance business, and we had to take the Dale Carnegie course. And I was so nervous I couldn't speak. And at the dinner we had at the end, we had to take a subject out of a hat and speak on it for 2 minutes. And I was so nervous I couldn't eat. So it shows you how you change.
Yeah. You got a little experience. I gave an envelope to your aide here. I had three things about Social Security, and this gets to the entitlements. And I'm an engineer, so I kind of look at this from an engineering standpoint. One is that when a person retires, wage earner retires, goes on Social Security, his wife, even if she's never worked, gets half Social Security. Now, I don't know how this came about, but maybe this is a time that we could take a look at that and challenge it. Another one, this is not survivor benefit, by the way, this is spousal benefit. Another one is that if you retire and you've got children that are under the age of 18, they can get Social Security until they turn of age. This may have changed, I'm not sure. Again, something else that might be looked at that doesn't have a broad impact across everybody that's pulling Social Security, but it may make a dent in such a large entitlement program. The third thing has to do with when is Social Security going to go broke? And the numbers that I've been reading are like 2042 or something like this, based on some projections. But there's been some work done by Robert Gordon of Northwestern University and others that say that the two parameters that go into making up the equation to do this. One is the productivity of the American workers, and that has been underestimated. And the other is the number of immigrants that are coming into the workforce, and that too has been underestimated. So even the intermediate projection, which ends up at 2042, is on the pessimistic side, and maybe that should be re-reviewed and a more realistic number come forward.
Well, you may think that's on the pessimistic side, but an awful lot of the Social Security revenues have been spent on other things through the unified budget that we came up with back during the 1960s, during the Vietnam War. And a lot of those funds that were in trust funds, like highway trust funds, Social Security trust funds, and so forth, have been put into this unified spending. And those monies have come out of those different trust funds, and they buy treasuries, and that's a government obligation. But that is a liability that the government has to ultimately deal with. And we're looking at trillions of dollars there that are already out of the system. Nevertheless, what you're saying is true. The projections are that Social Security, as we know it, can last until 2042. I'm not that optimistic. I think that we need to address these problems right now because the deficits are so large that it's going to eat up everything. I mean, think about what I said earlier. 40-some percent, 44% of all of our tax dollars is just paying interest on the debt. And so you've got 56 cents that's paying for everything else, defense, all these other things. And so, you know, we either tackle the problem now or it's completely out of hand.